Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm really glad you're here this morning on our Friday, November 4th. We're coming to you live from downtown Panama City, and our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Principal Mike Heppenstall and his staff there, great folks. They'll help you any way they can. Folks, it's windy and it's cool this morning. Right now it's 42 in Panama City, 41 in Mariana, and 43 down in Apalachicola, and over at Grayton Beach is 44. So this wind is going to be blowing today. I think we have it coming out of northwest at 10 to 20 knots. So be careful there. High today, won't get out of the 60s. That front came through last night, and we got just a little trace of rain, I think, all through the radar that I looked at. Everybody just got a little bit of rain as it came through pretty fast. So today, our water temperature dropped down to 75. It's dropped 2 degrees now in the last 6 days. Boating forecast, like I say, windy. If you're going to fish, you really want to get on the north shoreline, somewhere along the bay or north shore of a lake. Seas 2 to 4 near shore, and 4 to 7 offshore. And like I tell you before, when it says 4 to 7 offshore, just add 4 and 7, and it'll be around 11. And it's going to be choppy on protected waters. The river readings, take a look at Apalachicola. It did go up 1/10 of a, it went up 1/10 of a foot. It's at 0.3 at Apalachicola, Bluntstown, and in Choctaw, Caryville. Look at here, we're going to have a little bit of a rise coming in. It's at 0.2 now and expected to go all the way up to 0.7. They'll have flood warnings over there pretty soon. Okay. We always like to talk about the Carl Burnham Marine Specialties tide chart. Does a good job on it, like I've been telling you all week now. Tomorrow's tides don't look good. We have some deep tides coming in tomorrow. Looking on today is not much better. We have a high tide this morning at 3:30 and a low tide right after lunch at 1:09. But then a tide coming in at 9:06. So we really have 3 tides today in Panama City. And looking at tomorrow, just not a lot of tidal flow, and especially the north wind blowing out of these bay systems. It's going to be shallow up on a lot of ends. Okay, every Friday, and when you're working on your fishing trip and making your plans and all, you really have to take those tides into consideration, because it can, when that wind blows for a day or two like this. I know this from just living on the bay for 30-something years. It just blows water out of the bay, and it gets really shallow. I like to every Friday talk about Sea Quarters Marina, one of our strong sponsors down in the Pearl of the Panhandle in Caryville. For all your needs down there, I would run by Sea Quarters Marina. Great place, great location. You can sit on that front porch in a rocking chair on a Friday afternoon and visit with some good people down there. Let's take our first break, and we'll be back with our special guest.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need: rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
Bill Kramer's Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC is Panama City's exclusive full-line dealership, built on a 45-year foundation of trust and total customer satisfaction in all departments, including our huge pre-owned department, where we'll pay top dollar for your current automobile as a trade-in, or we'll place your vehicle on our lot and help you sell it. At Bill Kramer's Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. 4 decades, 3 generations, 1 tradition.
Now, if you thought that was easy, joining Panhandle Educators Federal Credit Union is even easier. Just call or click today.
Welcome back, and welcome to a familiar face, Joy Farrell.
Good morning, Coach.
I asked Joy to come on. We're going to do a drawing I didn't want to draw myself for a big bow hunt. I wanted somebody completely away from the show to draw for us. So Joy's coming on talking about that. But we're going to talk about some fishing and outdoor stuff. Joy, has been an outdoorsman for so long and worked with the state park system and been around the fishing business and does a lot of outdoor stuff and one of the top outdoorsmen in the area. So, Joy, this time of year, tell us about what's going on with your outdoor endeavors.
We have so many opportunities right now, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to a lot of people. We've probably got one of the best roe mullet seasons coming up, and actually probably right in the middle of it that we've seen in years.
Yeah.
And as of day before yesterday, there were still acres and acres of them out in the bay getting ready to make their run. Now, this cool weather most likely is going to push them out. But if you like the cast net, right now is the time to do it.
Right now.
Yeah, and you know, of course, speckled trout's been real good all summer. Mm-hmm. The one thing I'll tell you, and I learned from a good friend of mine yesterday, I called him and I said, man, I'm catching a lot of trout, but they're all, you know, shorts. Mm-hmm. He said, man, the first time you catch 2 or 3 shorts, you got to move away from there. You may have to move 10 yards, that's it. Asked me what I was throwing, you know, and of course, no fisherman wants to tell you what they're really fishing with, but we were using artificials, and he said, live finger mullet. And I said, okay, well, we'll try that this weekend. Of course, the wind doesn't sound like it's going to cooperate to fish much this weekend. For me, that is.
You're going to have to pick out your spots with the wind blowing like it is. It's going to blow on all day today and on into tomorrow. We're going to die off a little bit tomorrow, but it's going to be blowing.
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, we've got tons of redfish right now in the pass.
Yeah, now I know you used to run St. Andrew State Park. You spent many years there.
Oh, yeah.
And you were familiar with this time of year out there, and these redfish every year get ready to move in the channel.
Well, you know, it just depends on what part of the channel you're fishing in also. You may catch in bulls, mm-hmm. or you may catch those slot fish, which is what everybody's looking for now.
Right.
But if you're just looking for a good fight, you know, fish them strong tides late in the evening, mm-hmm. and then big bulls are out there. But just remember, we got to release them.
Oh,
you know, and be careful with them.
Yeah. And most people, I know we've done it before, and most people are good about just getting them up to the side of the boat and let them go now. No, most people don't even take them out. They take a picture from side of the boat with them in the water. Mm-hmm. So, I know the outgoing tide always seems to be best. Is that what y'all found when you're doing it?
You know, to me, it seemed like it didn't really matter if it was outgoing or incoming as long as it's fairly strong.
That's strong.
And, you know, talking about, let's talk about sportsmen real quick. We're getting so much better at being accountable and being responsible for the resource.
Yep.
It's great, and the same with our local guides. You know, those flats guides and those guides out there, man. You know, they're really careful. They're imposing their own limits. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm excited about what I've seen.
Yeah, that's a good point, and we are doing that, and we just people out almost all outdoors I know, we're just taking home what we're going to eat usually that night or that weekend or something, and if we're not going to eat it or something, or we're not going to give it away to somebody who doesn't have a chance to go. I know we have some people like that. They're good about it. Even the charter boat guys, we're planning a trip with Billy Archer this weekend, and Billy is really, and he's been around these guys, they're really strict on what we will try to save.
Yeah. You know, there's times of the year, we'll take the spring, for example, when the sheephead are thick. Mm-hmm. And you know, the limit is very generous. Yeah. But again, those guys, the charter boat guys that you're talking about, the flats fishermen, they're imposing their own limits. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to go out there and take 30 fish. They may take 10.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Yeah.
And thankfully so, we will run out of our resources. And the same thing can be said. Now, speaking of floundering and all, we mentioned floundering. You're going to get to do something with your high school buddy.
Yeah.
Joey Sauls.
Joey Sauls, my best friend in the world.
Yeah.
We planning a trip for the weekend. We're a little concerned about the weather, but like you say, if you look hard enough, you can find somewhere out of the wind. And he and I have been fishing together, golly, since we were going to high school together. And, you know, this time of the year, find you a little sandy hole or ease offshore, throw a grub with a little snake fish on the back of it, and hold on.
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, and you know one quick thing about flounder. If you drop him off and you see him go to the bottom, throw it back down there, he'll bite it again.
And the thing too, their bite is unique.
It is.
It's a unique bite. It's not like a trout coming in and hitting it. It's just, or redfish. It's just a unique bite.
Yeah, you know, they'll grab it and they hold on to it.
And so many people then want to jerk it out.
Yeah, and what, you know, one of the old-time flounder fishermen taught me a long time ago. He said, when you feel that dead pull, just start pulling slow. And he actually showed me that he could pull one right up to the boat before he set the hook. and that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a good point. All these little tips will help you out as outdoorsman, but you know, that right there with flounder, that's the biggest mistake people make. They feel that tug and they'll jerk it out real quick.
You know, another thing right now that's getting ready to start, and a lot of our winter visitors, are the whiting.
Yes.
A lot of people that fish from the pier or fish from the shore love the whiting fish. I've got a good friend of mine from up in Tennessee, and you know, that's all he does. And he boils his shrimp, he ties him an orange ribbon above the swivel, and he'll catch 2 to my 1.
Is that right?
Outstanding fisherman.
That's interesting.
Yep.
That's interesting.
It's funny the way he does that. You can learn a lot from them folks.
I know it. Yeah, just listen a lot of times. You're going to watch them off the pier. We're going to take a break. Listen, we're going to come back now. When we come back, we're going to do our drawing. We're going to try to get 2 drawings in. Our drawing for the big bow hunt we've been talking about for about a month at the Cumberland River Lodge in western Kentucky. We have it all set up, and George's going to draw. And then we're going to try to get set up for the Tarpon seafood giveaway. And today we're giving away organic grits along with a cookbook for organic grits. And then the second drawing will be a fish of your choice, a big group or a big snapper. That sound like a good choice. So let's take a break and we'll be right back.
On down to Blue Water Outrigger, where you'll always find friendly service, fresh and saltwater fishing rods, top of the line men's and women's apparel. Don't forget to pick up your live baits and let us help you with all your outdoor needs. Check out our wide selection of top quality reels and hunting necessities and everything in between. Come see us or order online. We'll be waiting for you right next door to Piggly Wiggly, Port St. Joe.
When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine, your authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
Coastal Grill, located in the heart of beautiful Port St. Joe, was established in 2002 by Patty and Dewey Blaylock as a family-owned coastal restaurant. In Port St. Joe, we meet at Sunset. Sunset's open for lunch and dinner every day of the week. Fresh seafoods brought in daily and served in a variety of traditional and creative ways. Try our award-winning gumbos. Steaks are grilled simple and perfect over an open flame grill. Our homemade soups, sauces, and salad dressings are so popular, we sell them retail. And don't forget, see the sunset at Sunset.
Captain's Cove Marina, designed with fishermen in mind. Easy access to the best fishing along Florida's Forgotten Coast. Deep sea fishing, fly fishing from a kayak, cruising endless miles of bayous, bays, and the intercoastal waterway. Count on the captain's crew to work hard to make your day on the water the best ever. Captain's Cove Marina, 1617 Grouper Avenue, Port St. Joe, 850-227-3357.
Welcome back. We're getting set up for this drawing here. But first, some news from FWC. On November 16th, they're having a meeting down in Key Largo. This is when they're going to decide on closing the speckled trout, and they're going to also make a decision on redfish going from 1 to 2. So all that's tentative, and stay tuned and we'll let you know. And also the ongoing bear report. We've been talking about a bear up in this Lynn Haven area for about 2 weeks now. I did find out that dog was not a dog the bear had in his mouth. It was somebody's purse, somebody's bag that ran across the golf course. So the bear did not kill a dog, so don't worry about that. So it's a saga. Every morning we'll give them a report on the bear in that area. So
I'm surprised it wasn't a picnic basket.
Well, it might have been that. They said it's something like a purse. It could have been a basket, and it's going to make its way probably up to Majette for long, and get back up that way where it came from. So y'all be on the lookout up there.
Absolutely.
Around that trail. Okay, now, let's do our drawing right now. This will be for the bow hunt at Cumberland River Lodge. That's quite a few entrants, folks. A lot of people interested, and you said you would have been interested.
Yeah, I would have.
Since you've been on the show as a guest, we won't let you enter, but you know that's a quality prize.
That is an outstanding prize.
Yep.
I mean, this is something a lot of people would love to have, and everyone who gets it this morning is a lucky, lucky person.
We want to thank David Lovelace and his brother. It's a family-run business. That, go online and look at it, and we were talking about this yesterday when we were talking to David. We may try to get a group together and just go up there and hunt maybe sometime next year and just take a van load of people or a couple of carloads of people up there, and we'll talk about it. Also, if you're interested, not to change the subject, just thought about it. We're doing totally unscripted. We have 2 openings for Sunday morning at 2 o'clock trip with Billy Archer. We have 8 people going. We need 10. We'll go with 8, but we'd like to have 10. So if you're interested in going on a grouper fishing trip on a Seminole Wind with Billy Archer, call me after the show and talk about it. It'll be $250, and we'll leave at 2 o'clock from St. Andrews and come back around 4 o'clock. And usually, you know this, being a fishing business, you're going to come back with $300-400 worth of fish.
Oh, my.
At least.
Yeah.
You know that. Joy's extensive fish business. All right, now, you ready, Joy?
I'm ready. I'm going to turn my head and look out the window.
Okay, Jeff's going to give a drum roll up there. All right, here we go. The winning prize.
Well,
I'm excited. You got
I want to just make sure I've got one. So
you got one. All right, we're going to put this back down.
All righty.
All right.
There you go, Coach.
The winner is Tommy Rushing. Tommy Rushing. Now, Tommy, call me today and let me know. If I don't hear from you now, next week we're going to draw for somebody else. But here's the winner, Tommy Rushing. Congratulations, Tommy, and thank all of y'all who entered. And we always try to do things for our viewers and all. And speaking, you know Donna Allen.
Absolutely.
And Bill Allen.
Absolutely.
Okay, Donna is running our shop, and she wanted me to show these shirts again. These are different colors. I'm just going to, this is Team Panhandle Outdoors, okay? That's one side there, and that's the front side, what it looks like right here. That color is, I want to say moss, but look on the website and get the right colors on them. That's short sleeve, long sleeve. That's the shirt I had on the other day. I loved it. I wore this to school, and the kids were crazy about it.
Absolutely.
They liked it, I think, because they couldn't see me. And then this is a clay color right here. And then this is one I wear to all my fishing trips, too. Safety green, they call it. So
that's my favorite color.
It is really?
Absolutely.
All right. So if you want that, you go to Panhandle Outdoors on the website, and an icon over on the far right, just hit shop, and it gives you, and it has a lot of hats on there, different hats, and it doesn't have a pink hat on now, but we got a pink hat coming. We had run out. I'd given all those away, so we do have some pink hats coming in different blues. So that's all for you, our viewers, and great Christmas ideas, and I know you'll want to take care of that. Now, what we're going to have to do, we're going to set what I've done now. I'm going to have to dump all these out during the commercial, dump all these old ones out, and then put the new ones in for the Tarpon Dock seafood drawing. And we'll do that, I think, when we come back, plus a famous Friday fishing forecast. We'll have it all set up. We on schedule?
On schedule.
Okay.
On the schedule.
We're going to go and do that. We're going to go to our break now and then get set up and for our next draw, and then go into our famous Friday fishing forecast. So we'll be right back.
On the water or under the water, success starts at C&G Sporting Goods. C&G specializes in fresh and saltwater fishing tackle, floundering supplies, spearfishing equipment, and much, much more. C&G also has licenses, maps, and expert advice on where to go. For over 59 years, C&G Sporting Goods has been the headquarters for the outdoors man. Fishing, hunting, camping, guns, and ammo. They've got it all. C&G, home of the experts, downtown Panama City.
My name's Captain Rick Corley. I'm a SAMS accredited Marine Surveyor, NAM certified Marine Surveyor, and IAME certified Marine Investigator. Been surveying since 1969. Was taught by my father, who is the oldest, longest practicing Marine Surveyor in the world. We do all types of survey, commercial or pleasure. Steel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, makes no difference. Give us a call at 850-527-5287 or visit us online. We'd appreciate your visits.
The greatest investment we can all make is in the lives of our children and grandchildren.
To help you invest for retirement, handle your IRA rollover, protect your family with life or long-term care insurance, call my dad for an appointment at his new office on Wilson Avenue behind Lowe's. and he'll give you a copy of his most recent book, 7 Steps to Serious Money. For free! Walter Woodrick, your Serious Money Advisor!
What do you value? The feel of fertile soil? The smell of fresh-cut grass? The pride of an autumn harvest? The belief that it's not really work if you enjoy it? And above all, the end justifies the tractor. Kubota. Power, versatility, comfort. Everything you value in a tractor.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Soul Tractor today.
Welcome back. So anyway, good buddy Joy Farrell, the consummate outdoorsman, and we're going first thing. Let's go over our Tarpon. Instead of doing Tarpon Dock now, let's go over Express Lane Fish and Game forecast. Our times are today. We're looking at 8:01 to 10:01 a.m. Excellent time there if you can get out of the wind. And this evening from 8:23 to 10:23. Brought to us by Express Lane, American owned and American operated. Now we're going to do our giveaway from Tarpon Dock on the first drawing now will be the organic grits and the organic grit cookbook. That's something really cool. You're talking about a unique present. You might want to get someone for Christmas, and you run down to Tarpon Dock and get it. All right, Joy, you ready to make a drawing for that one?
Absolutely.
All right. Dewey Lee Wages from Chipley. Dewey Lee Wages, you're the winner there for organic grits and the cookbook. All right, the second one now is going to be your choice. It'll be the whole snapper or whole grouper. All right. I hope to have several whole grouper by the weekend. All right.
Man, that right there is a good prize.
Yes. All right. Okay, Jeremy Harkus from Bonifay. So our two winners, one winner from Bonifay and one winner from Chipley. So Jeremy Harkus and Dewey Lee Wages. Congratulations. And folks, all these right here, all these are the winners we've had. And once you win them, take them out, then we're going to start all over again in 2012. So you still got 4 or 5 more drawings left in 2011. If you haven't entered, you sure can at any time. Now, we want to go to our Tarpon Dock Seafood, our famous Friday fishing forecast. We like to do this every Friday. I always like to start over in our western viewing area at South Walton with Bruce Mixon. Bruce sent this in last night. The same problem over there. The wind sort of kept them in close, and it's been a big factor in their bay fishing this week. And went on to say smooth waters on the north side of Choctawhatchee Bay. The reds and specks were really good around Jolly Bay, and also the mouth of Black Creek. That's a good area right there. They had really good luck there. And in the pass right there at Destin, flounder bite was good. Okay, and also went on to say the mullet right around the Choctawhatchee River and the Black Creek. They're right around where it comes out there. You know that's an excellent place for them. And a few reports of flounder were already out in the Gulf and outside Destin Pass there, and some of those guys were catching them there. Down in Port St. Joe, Captain Blair Morgan said it was the extremely low tides in St. Joe Bays kept some of the fishermen off the flats area. But Apalachicola Bay, the white trout, been red hot. Blair said there's boats up there every day as Apalachicola River comes out into the bay, catching those white trout this time of year.
Those are very tasty.
We were talking about that. You want to eat them fresh because
that's right.
They taste really good, really good. Here in Panama City, you can help me on this one. I know floundering, the guys I've talked to have been floundering. It's been strong. The pier report every week now, another great week. Had 25-pound king caught off the pier, plus Spanish and the bluefish, and also a few redfish. No pompano were caught this past week. What else been?
Don't forget along those pilings on the county pier.
Yes.
Flounder, they are there.
Yes.
As well as a few sheephead.
Yes.
Redfish. Those fish you can't quite identify. You're wondering what that is. Throw a live bait down there and you'll find out.
Yeah, that's right. And a great thing about pier fishing now, you're talking about this north wind. It's great fishing off the pier with the wind coming out of the north.
Yeah, it's flat.
Now this, one of the things we were talking about redfish and all a while ago, and fishing for redfish out of the pass.
Yes, sir.
How do you guys do it over?
Well, I started fishing for redfish many, many years ago, and again, we like that strong tide, but a good live bait. Now, I was brought up the bigger the bait, the better.
Yeah.
And if you want to catch the real big bulls, a big chofer, big pigfish, big finger mullet. That's a good bait. Put it on a hook, enough lead to keep it on the bottom and hold on.
Yeah.
We took some, several of the guides out at the beach took some of our Major League Baseball scouts several years ago, and I just remember, wow. We lined up and when we floated with the tide, and one hook up after another, you know, and of course we released them, but we had a great time.
Yeah, you know those guys love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, on your getting back to your floundering trip now, what time of day y'all gonna try to fish tomorrow?
Well, if we don't go tomorrow, depending on the wind, we'll go after church on Sunday. But I like to fish the 10 to 2 time for flounder. I like it when the sun's up.
Yeah.
And again, we'll grab us a little live bait, but probably, unless we go offshore, we'll be throwing grubs and strip bait.
Okay.
And we'll work it slow and hopefully get enough to, you know, to fill up the stomach, not the ice chest.
Yeah, there you go. I was talking to one of my students yesterday, and they'd got caught some mullet Wednesday afternoon after school. Caught some mullet, and they were talking about the roe. The roe was running a little bit late this year, but now it's getting really good size right now.
Right.
We've got full moon coming up in November, and that's going to be always a benchmark.
And that's a good time because lots of people like, you know, smoked mullet dip for the holidays. Now, I like smoked mullet. So I'll probably try to catch a mess of mullet this weekend.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing the same thing. Like I say, we have that big grouper trip planned with Billy Archer. We'll have some good video from that too, hopefully. And so we've got to combine. We had a trip to the river planned, but we're going to have to call that off. Maybe do that maybe next weekend. So big thing now, keep in mind, the squirrel season opening next Saturday. You know about that?
Oh, yeah. Man, I can remember growing up, golly, squirrels, rice, and gravy. You can't beat it. We were talking about that in the office yesterday. Absolutely.
And a lot of people never had any of that, but y'all need it is great.
Yeah.
And we're going to, and I know the Taunton family, I've talked about that each year, how they get together. They have a homecoming for all the kids they help raise and all to come back home and always go squirrel hunting on that first weekend. And that's always just warms your heart listening to some of those stories and all. We're going to maybe get to call Judge Taunton and see what's going on down there. Meanwhile, we wrapped up another week. We've had everything from diving to fishing this week, and next week we'll have some more good stuff for you. George, thanks for coming on, buddy.
My pleasure.
All right, buddy. All right, folks, we'll see y'all have a great weekend. Do something good for somebody today. God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.